Your quarterback news. Justin Herbert is hoping to play against the Chiefs. Tua Tagovailoa reportedly feels fine and wants to play again this season. I haven't seen anything. The Dolphins play Monday, so they'll have their first practice today. Don't know who their quarterback's going to be. Are you guys
kind of crazy, right?
Yeah. Does it even matter? Oh gosh.
I've seen two columns in two different South Florida publications saying that they need to play Huntley just because he gives them a different element with his legs and can maybe, steal a game or two. This from obviously more from a win-loss perspective. McDaniel kind of alluded to Boyle just being a little bit more prepared at this point. That's why they went to him after Thompson went down. It sounded, just based on what McDaniel said, at least from what I was thinking, that he wants to go back to Skylar Thompson if he's healthy.
Okay. The report that I read is that Thompson's unlikely to play this week.
That's the bigger thing is Thompson able to play? And probably not. But I just got the impression from McDaniel that if Thompson was ready to go, he would be the starter, which I don't know why. Like I would try Huntley personally.
Huntley took over for Jackson 2 years ago and went 3-2, including the game where Jackson left like right away. The numbers were ugly, but he did go 3-2. So anyway, we'll talk about that game.
I saw an incredible Dolphin stat yesterday.
What is it?
They haven't had a tight end score a touchdown since Mike Gesicki in the 2022 playoffs, and he's been on 2 teams since then.
Wow. And how about this? This is the Cowboys tonight. This is the Cowboys' first short week road game ever, I think, because they always get the Thursday home game because of Thanksgiving. But only recently teams were allowed to play 2 Thursday games, and they haven't played on the road yet. So this is the first time they're playing on the road on a short week.
Wow.
Jordan Love was limited in practice. Let's keep our fingers crossed for him. Doug Peterson said everything is on the table. So he didn't even commit to Trevor Lawrence being a starter. I don't know what the hell's going to happen with the Jaguars.
Is Doug Peterson still at the table?
But I had to drop Tank Bixby in a league, and that's one guy I just don't really want to drop. If everything's on the table, well, ETN's been pretty bad, I think. So maybe just keep an eye on that.
Yeah, that's smart. Let's bench ETN.
I'm not saying anything.
No, I know. I'm saying that's Doug Peterson's answer.
Yeah. Jalen Warren missed practice, but Najee Harris is going to play. I'll tell you about his role a little bit later, what happened in week 3 when Warren got hurt. Alvin Kamara missed practice. That sound you may have heard was me screaming when I saw that. He has injured ribs and a hip pointer issue. Just a Wednesday practice, not necessarily meaning Kamara's going to miss the game, but pick up Jamal Williams if you want. Dameon Pierce is reportedly trending in the right direction. He didn't practice, but he might play this week. Joe Mixon missed practice. So right now it's looking probably no Mixon, maybe Dameon Pierce, and Cam Akers is still there. Jerome Ford missed practice. Don't think that's anything serious. Austin Eckler's already been ruled out, as Heath mentioned. Kareem Hunt's going to play this week. He's apparently going to rotate in at the Chargers. Jonathan Brooks, as Jamie mentioned, is close to coming off the reserve NFI list, so Jonathan Brooks could be back as early as next week. Wide receiver news. Adam Thielen's on IR. Todd Bowles wants to get Mike Evans more involved. He's facing the Eagles this week. Tank Dell missed practice. That's one that looks actually pretty questionable with Tank Dell. We'll see if he practices today. Josh Palmer was limited. Marvin Harrison was limited. I think that's fine. Devontae Smith and A.J. Brown both missed practice. So if you're deciding Dak Prescott versus Jalen Hurts, go with Dak. But don't, right? Go with Dak?
I would, yes.
I would start Dak over Hurts, yes.
I guess, we'll have another practice report before then. But right now, we're thinking Dak. But not Daniel Jones, right, Heath?
Not Daniel Jones.
Okay. Keenan Allen was limited. All right. Maybe he can get back out there. Jamar Chase has a shoulder issue. I don't think that's a big deal. And Jordan Addison practice. Looks like he has a good chance to play this week. Tight end. Oh, it's not exactly a squeaky wheel game, but it's a coming out in support of game for Travis Kelce, because Mahomes and Andy Reid, they seem to, they're sticking up for their guy. So let's go Kelce.
What did they say?
Mahomes said teams are going to have to stop double teaming Kelce, basically, or Rashee Rice is going to have he said 2,000 yards. So basically he said that Kelce's getting all this attention and it's opening up things for Rice. This is exactly what Dave said, by the way. Teams are going to have to make adjustments soon. David Njoku missed practice. Trey McBride missed practice. Evan Ingram missed practice. Taysom Hill expected to play, and George Kittle got in a limited session. There's so many offensive line injuries. I don't even know where to begin, so I'll probably skip them, except if you saw that Trent Williams missed practice for the Niners. That was with an illness. One good sign for Tampa Bay, right tackle Luke Gedeke was limited. They have been really struggling with pass protection the last 2 weeks with him out. But Teron Armstead could miss, as if it couldn't get any worse for the Dolphins. Teron Armstead's in the concussion protocol. The Chargers could be without both of their starting tackles, and 3 Baltimore linemen miss practice. I don't know that any of them are really in danger of missing the game, but 3 starting linemen for the Ravens miss practice. And then on defense, 2 Giants cornerbacks have been ruled out. Vita Vea got in a limited practice session, so you sit Barkley, JK. And then things are bad for the Raiders. Max Crosby missed practice with an ankle injury. Hopefully, he's always playing. He always plays. Myles Garrett missed practice. Remember, the Raiders are playing without a starting safety.